Welcome back, everyone, to another everything that you need to know about the amazing brands that we sell here at the Rag Company. So the year was 2001. A lot of interesting things happened that year, but in the detailing space, it was the advent of Gtechniq that was founded by quantum physicist Dr. Drew Gill. And this company actually started out as a super yacht protection company. So super yacht owners needed something that was going to be durable to protect the finish of these massive, massive boats. And thus there was the advent of C1. The initial C1 product was created for super yachts to protect them. And then a few years later, around the year 2008 to 2010, a guy named Rob entered the mix, who also loved detailing cars. And he found out that you can use a product like C1 on automotive finishes, especially on clear coat, to add a very durable layer of protection that's not only hydrophobic, but it's gonna be scratch resistant, and it's also gonna be chemical resistant as well. You see where this is going? Fast forward all these years later to the year that we're in now, and Gtechniq is one of the biggest players in the game for ceramic coatings. Let's get into the nitty-gritty of these products and maybe which ones are right for you. Starting off with the interior products from Gtechniq, in my opinion, these are the unsung heroes of the Gtechniq line. So TriClean here, their antibacterial product. TriClean is going to be their everything interior cleaner. They make this very simple on everybody. You can use this on so many different things to provide a very clinically clean surface. So this is going to be a spray-on, wipe-off product, or a spray-on, agitate, and then wipe off. It does build up a decent amount of lather, but the most important part about this is that it's not only going to kill 99% of bacteria, but it's also going to leave behind an antimicrobial surface, which is going to prevent future molding. And that's going to be the same thing for the entire AB line here. TriClean, always a pleasure to use. Next up is a product that goes hand in hand with TriClean, and that is going to be the Smart Fabric product. So this is going to be their dedicated fabric protectant. Not only is this going to build a nice water repellent layer, but this is also going to prevent the buildup of mold and other bacteria while also kind of actively killing it. This product right here should be sprayed on after cleaning with TriClean, meaning that if you are going to, let's just say, seal or protect a carpeted surface or a fabric surface, you're going to clean with TriClean first, let that dry completely, and then you're going to follow up with a decent application of the Smart Fabric to offer that protection. So again, this will have some water repellency to it, but the big pro for me with this is that bacteria and mold is not going to regrow in that area, at least not to the same effect. Next up, we have something for all of the leather people out there. What's cool about Leather Guard is that, again, this is also going to be an antibacterial product, which is great, but also is going to provide a little bit of abrasion resistance. So this is going to be their long-term sealant for leather surfaces and vinyl surfaces as well. So treat it like a leather conditioner, but this is going to be a much longer term product that, again, is going to offer some water repellency. But what I love most about it is the abrasion resistance. So meaning that you spray this onto a leather seat or a vinyl seat, it's going to prevent jean staining and other abrasion to a certain degree. So I find that any jean stains that come off on leather with this being the protectant on there cleans up significantly easier. Typically like a spray of TriClean and a quick wipe, and those jean stains are gone. This is something that lasts months and months. You can apply it twice a year. Same thing with Smart Fabric as well, just to kind of keep things going. Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Just sipping on my Gtechniq mug, making a video on all these amazing products. But you know what would be more amazing? You subscribing down below, because these videos take a lot of work and we want to keep the energy high. Jimmy, catch. Then lastly, we have Matte Dash. Matte Dash is designed for the dash. This product right here, again, not a cleaner, but a longer term protectant. This is going to be for plastic and vinyl surfaces. So you'll go through, clean with TriClean, then after you're done, dry it off, follow up with a couple spritzes of Matte Dash. Wipe it down and level it with a microfiber towel. So Matte Dash is going to, again, be an antibacterial product, but this is gonna offer UV protection for things like your dash, or for things like your plastic door panels, meaning it's going to prevent some fading, it's going to be able to lock in that color. So Matte Dash is also awesome. So these are the products that we sell and that we stand behind. Try them out, and now let's jump to the next category. Next up here is going to be our exterior decon and general cleaning category. If you are applying a Gtechniq coating, then these are going to be the products that have been tried and tested to establish the durability of those coatings, right? Especially in those prep steps. So I'm not saying that you have to use them. I'm saying that most of the foundational testing on the coating line has been done with these being kind of the benchmark products. So starting off here, we have W2. So a multi-purpose cleaner, what can you use this on? Anything and everything. You can use this on wheel wells, you can use this on your tires, you can use it on wheels, you can use this on the interior in a diluted form, you can use this on engine bays. It's, again, an all-purpose cleaner that packs a decent amount of punch to it and something that most people will use in kind of that pre-cleaning before a coating or just a general wash depending on the dirt buildup. W2 is something that can also be used on interiors as well. So with Tri-Clean, like I was mentioning in the previous category, while that is a great all-around cleaner, there's gonna be some situations where maybe it's not gonna have that cleaning power for removing deep stains on carpet or things like that. That's when you would pull out a diluted version of W2 here. Next up is gonna be W5. A citrus all-purpose cleaner. Now, this is a really good product for actually cleaning tires and fender wells or just general degreasing and cleaning of an engine bay or the underside of your vehicle. This is going to be citrus-based and it pairs really, really well with their citrus snow foam. So you can actually use this in conjunction, treat the lowers with the citrus APC, then follow up with the snow foam over the top of that, let that dwell, rinse it off immediately, and you're gonna see some pretty killer results. So with the citrus APC, we'll typically use this on tires. It helps with kind of deblooming them, getting rid of some of that browning or old dressings and things like that. This is probably my go-to in terms of general exterior use, just a great all-around citrus all-purpose cleaner. Next up, W6. This is one of those fallout removers that you spray it onto a surface and you watch it turn completely purple on its own. Just spraying it on and rinsing it off, you'll see some pretty drastic results. W6 here is going to be their dedicated fallout remover, right? For removing ferrous deposits on your vehicle's paintwork and or wheels. And so this is going to be a spray on, let it dwell, and then rinse it off. So this thing is an absolute killer. Bug remover. So this is a product here that kind of does what this can do over here. However, this does it in a much better and a much faster manner that's also safe for coatings. We would simply spray this on to a bug-ridden front bumper, let it dwell, and then we can either pressure wash it off, rinse it off, or wash it off with soap and water. But it should be noted that this product does need to be rinsed thoroughly. The way bug remover works here is that this is going to be better at breaking down organic material. Not that a general all-purpose cleaner can't break down organic material fast. This is designed to break it down faster. The next product here is something that solves and addresses one of the banes of my existence in detailing. W9 is going to be Gtechniq's dedicated water spot remover. This is something that actually works, but there's a time frame. I find personally that W9 is the answer to most of my problems because I can usually address those water spots within the first few hours, if not first few days, and this is the product that I reach for to really eliminate that on my coated vehicles. It's great, it works well, just make sure to rinse it and or wash it with just a pH neutral soap at the end of it. Don't just spray it on and wipe it. That's gonna be it for W9. Following that, we have W7, tar and glue remover. Tar and glue remover here can be used for tar removal. It can also be used for glue removal. Let's just say removing emblems or you have some leftover adhesive from something. This is a great product to simply spray onto that, let it dwell for a period of time, and you can either wipe it away, pick it away, however you want to do it. I find that it's a very effective tar and glue remover, but again, something that we don't want to have to use often if we can avoid it. So again, special case scenario. Lastly here is something that is improved, new, and that is Gtechniq's quick detailer here. V2 here is going to be a quick detailer that is not like the previous quick detailer. This is going to be more in line with what I would consider to be a waterless wash or a homage to like a true quick detailer, right? A true spray it on, wipe it off, remove dust, and just be left with a clean surface. And that's what this is. So I treat this as less of a quick detailer, more of like a waterless wash. It doesn't leave shine behind, not from what I can see, not in comparison to their old V1 version, but the smell is nice, the experience is nice, and I feel I'm left with a very clean surface every time I use it. So that's gonna wrap it up for this category. Next up here is going to be the glass category from Gtechniq. If you're not like me and you're wanting to take your glass to the next level, then listen up. So G6, perfect glass here. is a very easy to use and very effective all-around glass cleaner. G6 is the most sterile glass clean I think I've really ever experienced. Every time I use it, I don't find that there's anything there that, you know, kind of muddies up the way that the towel feels on the glass. It just feels pure and clean, and really is just crisp once you're done. And I find that streaking really isn't a problem with perfect glass in all of my times of using it. So this is going to be a great glass cleaner for people who maybe are like me, right? Who don't want to spend a ton of time, who are not going to be perfectionists about every corner of the glass, but something that you could spray on, wipe off and go, that looks really, really good. And then it's also going to be perfect for the person that's an absolute psychopath about their glass, right? Because if it's good enough for the person like me, who's kind of like the halfway guy, right? It's going to be even better for you, who's the perfectionist. Next up here, G1, their Smart Vision glass coating. This is going to be a water repellent coating, a very highly water repellent coating that can last upwards of 20,000 miles. Smart glass here is going to be designed for your front windshield. Could you use it on side glass? Yes. But for the most part, this is going to be marketed more towards using it on your front windscreen. And that could just be due to the sheer hydrophobic effects that you see from this. So then following G1, we have what comes next is G2. Now this is a residue remover. So then how does that work exactly? When applying G1 and you apply that to your front windshield, you are going to be left over with some residual residue, right? It's going to be stuff that has not been absorbed into the glass, that has not created this hardened layer, and now you have to remove it. Trust me when I say it's almost impossible to remove with just a towel and your elbow grease alone. It actually barely works. You have to use their residue remover to be able to knock that down. Now, it's really easy to use. You can simply put this onto the towel and then wipe it in. Within the first couple passes, you'll start to see it break up, and then you can simply flip the towel and remove the leftover residue. But this is part of the process. So you do need G1 and G2 for this to get the most benefits for that front windscreen application. And again, in terms of prep, what you need is a clean windshield. You can take panel wipe if you want to take it to the front windshield as well. But for the most part, we've tested it with just cleaning with this and then following up with G1, G2, and it's been a quick 1-2 punch, very easy. So from here, we can actually jump into glass polishing, and that's where G4 comes into play. G4, the way I see this is that this is more of like a primer polish for G5 here. G4 is going to be an all-around glass polish that you can use to add more clarity to the glass, clean it up, but at the same time, it's actively promoting the bonding ability of G5 for that next step. So this is really easy to use. You can use it by hand with an applicator. You can also throw it on a machine. You can use this on side glass, front glass, you name it, and it's going to do a good job of bringing back that clarity. Now, following that, we have G5. This is also a water repellent coating, right? But it's different than that of your G1 over here. This is going to be designed more for your front windscreens. This is going to be designed more for all other glass around the vehicle. More of just a general water repellent coating that pairs well when you're using something like G4 previously. So that's the glass lineup. I hope I made that a little bit less confusing, or maybe I confused you more. Regardless, let me know down in the comments. For our next category here is we have another kind of niche one. Now, I didn't really know where else to put these in the lineup, so I put them in their own little island here. So T1 V2 durable tire gel is going to be exactly what it is in the name. It's going to be a durable gel type tire and rubber dressing. You can also use this on other plastics around the exterior of the vehicle. Because when I think durable tire gel, I just think of I don't know, another type of tire dressing that's really no different, but it's just gel-like. But this is different in the fact that it does last a long time. So this is going to be a zero sling product that's going to deepen and darken the look of your tires. But the tip here that I have before applying this, because again, it's going to last significantly longer than that of a typical tire dressing, is that you really want to make sure those tires are clean first. So go through, clean with the Citrus APC or just the multi-purpose cleaner, clean them up, get those tires to where they're nice and clean, there's no leftover dressing on them, and then apply this product right here. Let it set up for at least a few hours without getting wet, and I find that following that, this is something that's capable of lasting upward of a month and maybe even longer. So just a really good product. So T2, I don't know why I love T2 so much. So this is going to be a very low gloss, very satin matte finish with a deeper and darker look. This also will give you that with a little bit more sheen, but this right here, a little goes a long way. You get so much bang for the buck in the T2 bottle. It's insane. What I like is that when I put this on an applicator and I apply it to a clean tire, it's almost like it just sucks right into that rubber, like immediately. So that's gonna be it for the tire category. Let's move on to the next one. So now we are moving on to our soap category. So starting off here, we have citrus foam. This is going to be more of a pre-cleaning, pre-treating snow foam that goes on dry that you can then rinse off after it's dwelled for just a little bit of time. And so the citrus cleaning power here within the snow foam is going to help break down a lot of grease and grime on the exterior of your vehicle, along with getting underneath some of that really lodged in dirt. So how do you use citrus foam? You're gonna dilute this in your foam cannon. 10-to-1 dilution is what it recommends, but you can also use a lower or higher dilution depending on the level of filth that you have. You are going to foam it on dry, you're going to let it dwell. Now, this does not contain any caustic chemicals in it, and it is safe to actually let dwell for a little bit of time. It's going to be coating safe as well, but I still would probably avoid using it in direct sunlight. And then after you let it dwell for a minute or two, you're going to rinse it off and then jump to your next following wash step. So a really good product, again, tried and true, coating safe, and something that you can use quite often if you feel your vehicle needs it. So now we get into G-Wash. They've improved this. And so now it is going to be a much higher foaming product, whether it's in a bucket or a foam cannon. And I feel like it provides, a really good amount of lubrication. So G-Wash now, V2, is something I can be excited about using and something I'm happy to use in a bucket or in a foam cannon. And again, it's intended to be used with Gtechniq's coatings, but you can use it on coated and uncoated vehicles and coatings from other brands as well. You can use it pretty much on anything. It's going to be a safe shampoo all around that you can dip your hands into, and you're not gonna have to worry about any type of caustic chemicals. So from here, we have ceramic G-Wash. This was another evolution in Gtechniq's soap line and something that was actually introduced at TRSEMA a few years back. W3 is a ceramic hand wash soap. It's not great in a foam cannon, but it's great in a bucket. This is a product that you are going to dilute into your bucket of water. You're gonna put some gloves on, and you are going to simply wash your car. After the end of that wash, you are going to be left with some insane hydrophobic behavior by simply just washing your vehicle. Again, I recommend using gloves when doing this. This right here is going to be a solution for many people looking for a washing wax on steroids. This right here is going to last 3 months of hydrophobic behavior with just washing the car alone. Now, I recommend claying if you can, or doing a decon step if you can beforehand to get the most out of it, but that is the soap line from Gtechniq. So let's go ahead and move on to our next category. So we are finally jumping into a protection category, which is something that Gtechniq is very well known for. Jumping into this, we are going to begin with the first product here that really raised the bar in terms of spray sealants. And this is going to be their C2V4. This is going to be their latest version of their spray sealant. This is going to be a ceramic infused SiO2 spray sealant that is going to take things to the next level on top of your existing ceramic coated vehicle, like a Gtechniq ceramic coated vehicle, or even just a standalone spray sealant that you can use on a naked car. Ceramic sealant is now the name. It used to just be called C2V3. That's what everybody referred to it as. And so C2V4 now has improved UV resistance. It's also going to have improved durability, and I would say it feels a little bit slicker, in my opinion, than the previous C2V3 formula, and spreads nicer. Now, this is going to be a very easy to use product, meaning that you are going to clean your vehicle, just get it nice and clean. And then you could just take this, spray it onto a panel, take your microfiber towel, and buff it in, flip the towel, and you are done. Now, if you want to use this as a standalone spray sealant, meaning you want to go through the processes of cleaning your vehicle, doing a decon, claying, polishing, and then using this, you totally can, and you are going to get months and months of durability. Now, realistically, I would say in terms of durability, you're gonna see 6+ months out of this product depending on the environment. Now, you can also use this as a ceramic coating topper, meaning that after you're done with your wash and you have your coated vehicle with, let's just say, CSL and EXO or whatever it may be, and you want to simply top it off, this would be the choice to use rather than like recoating in a couple months or something like that. So you're able to maintain your coating with something like C2V4. Next up here, we have Easy Coat. Easy Coat here is going to be their quick spray on, rinse off sealant. So you are going to wash your vehicle, and then after you're done washing it, at the final rinse that you do, before you take a drying towel to it, you are going to take this product right here, spray a couple sprays on the wet vehicle, and then either hose it or pressure wash it off. And you are going to instantly see some great hydrophobic behavior. You're gonna get roughly 3 months of durability out of this process. It's really easy to do, and it just doesn't take any time. This is gonna be for the lazy person or for the person who just wants that instantaneous hydrophobic behavior. This is what you're gonna do. Now, we also have this box over here. This right here was their previous application method that you can still do today and you can still purchase today. So this is going to be hose applied. You are going to get a nozzle here that attaches to your garden hose, and you are going to get a bottle of the Easy Coat here, and then spray and rinse this, and then you are done. And what's nice about Easy Coat in general, regardless of whether you do the hose method or you just do the simple spray method, is that this covers everything. Glass, trim, grills, wheels, tires, anything that you spray this on, it will become hydrophobic for months on end. So that was our warm up. It's about to get even crazier. Let's jump to it. The moment you all have been waiting for, and I'm sure you probably all have been waiting for it because everybody wants to know more about Gtechniq coatings because these are the things that shine the most. Hands down, some of the best coatings on the market today. With the coatings from Gtechniq, there is going to be a prep step involved before each one of these gets applied to a surface. And this is extremely, extremely important. And for that, we have Panel Wipe V2. This is going to be a must-have product if you are wanting to apply any one of these coatings in front of me. This is what's going to prep the surface to allow these to bond to whatever you are applying them to. So what makes Panel Wipe different than just a traditional alcohol wipe is that this stuff is serious in removing polishing oils, degreasing, and really making that surface as clean as freaking possible. I cannot emphasize that enough. With the V2 version, they've made it safer and easier to use, meaning it's not gonna pull touch-up paint or anything like that, but this is still going to reveal a lot of the truth with what you've done in your prep steps as well as the polishing and finishing portion. You shouldn't be applying really any type of coating without that manufacturer's prep product, and with Gtechniq stuff, you absolutely need Panel Wipe. If you wanna know how to use it, it's really simple. Just make sure you clean the vehicle, decon it, polish it, and then spray this down and then wipe it off with whatever area you're about to coat. So starting us off with numero uno, literally, C1 crystal lacquer. C1 does a good job bonding to just about anything. I don't know what it is about this particular coating, but it just sticks to things that other coatings may not want to stick to. So for example, if you have an extremely porous surface like you have with fiberglass or with gel coat or something like that, C1 is what's going to stick to it. C1 is an extremely robust coating. It's gonna have great water behavior, but ultimately it's going to stick to things that other coatings do not want to stick to. So C1's the oddball coating for anything and everything that you want to coat and add a protective layer to. So next up here, we have Gtechniq's C4, the permanent Trim Restorer. This is a ceramic coating for your trim. There is going to be a slight restoration effect that happens. So I believe that when you apply this to trim, some of the solvents within this coating are going to essentially remove some of that oxidized layer of your trim, some of the stuff that's faded and kind of ugly looking, and then replace that with the coating itself, driving that deep down into the pores and giving it a newer, fresher, and restored look. Now, when you apply this to, let's just say, new trim, for example, and it's a brand new vehicle, this is gonna be something that's going to simply lock in the look for up to 24 months or so. So it's a trim coating that has the effect of restoring trim for older trim, but ultimately is going to preserve new trim as well. There's no dyes in this. There is nothing like that. You are gonna get some applicators and you still need to prep the surface with the Panel Wipe product. But outside of that, a couple drops on an applicator, apply it to the trim, let it flash, knock it down with a microfiber towel, preferably a pearl weave towel, and that's it. The trim is going to be slicker. It is going to have some fantastic hydrophobic effects. But my one recommendation when restoring trim with this is that keep in mind that it is going to be locking in that trim for up to 2 years, meaning that that coating is going to fill in all of that porousness of that trim. And what's going to happen is that if you try to redress that trim with, let's just say, T1, for example, that T1 may not stick as good as you would hope it would. Just something to keep in mind whenever using a trim coating. Next up here is one of my favorites and something that I have probably the most experience with out of everything here on the table, because that's just how much I've used this. And that is Gtechniq's C5 wheel armor. Now, this is a coating designed for wheels, but it works on so many other things. that it's kind of crazy. Now, Gtechniq claims that this is going to be one of their highest temperature resistant coatings out there, probably in line with something like that of C1 over here. But C5 is going to be designed specifically for wheels, brake calipers, and things that are just going to get hot. Now, I take it one step further and I coat my exhaust tips with this. I coat brand new mufflers with this. I coat valve covers with this, and pretty much anything in the engine bay that is metal, powder coated, or even plastic, whatever it is, I coat pretty much everything in this stuff right here. And the effects are wonderful because, again, it's going to have that temperature resistance, but it's also going to have the hydrophobic effects that we're looking for. So when I have coated wheels with C5, and again, I've prepped them properly with panel wipe, I've had this coating last me upwards of 3 to 4 years, which is pretty crazy because they claim 2 years, but depending on how the vehicle is driven and the environment and how it's stored, you can get a ton of life out of it. So C5 here, a ton of bang for the buck. I highly recommend coating your wheels, your calipers, anything that you can coat that's high heat that you want to keep clean. When it comes to PPF and wrap is going to be a flexible surface, meaning that you are going to stretch it, you are going to heat it up, it's going to shrink and expand during temperature changes. What happens when there's movement in a product like that is that anything that you put over the top has the ability to fracture, meaning that if you were to take a normal ceramic coating like C1 and put this over PPF or wrap, there's a chance that that coating could microfracture on the surface and thus making it kind of useless. Halo is what solves that. This is going to be a flexible coating for PPF and wrap, meaning that it is going to shrink and expand with the actual material itself, which is just incredible. Now, this is also going to prevent some yellowing of certain PPF, and it's also going to add some more UV resistance to it. Whether it is your PPF or whether it is your wrap, you are still going to go through the paint prep steps of actually wiping it down with panel wipe and simply applying it, and that's it. And generally speaking, you should get about 1 year durability out of it, depending on the environment. But it's something that you can touch up often and you can reapply whenever you would like. Last but not freaking least, the bread, the butter, and when you combine the two, a feast. CSL, Crystal Serum Light. So CSL here is the coating for everybody. CSL is a product that not only performs at some of the highest level of pro coatings, but it's something that's also relatively easy to apply that maybe even you watching this right now could do, of course, with the right training. That's why I'd recommend watching the Rad Company YouTube videos. We have plenty of videos here applying CSL. So there's a plug somewhere here or here where you can see this actually in action. CSL here is going to be a 3 to 5 year ceramic coating that is easy to use. You're going to go through with your vehicle, you're going to clean it, decon it, polish it. I recommend polishing it, especially machine polishing, and then following up with your panel wipe here, and then jumping into this coating application. So CSL is your base layer ceramic coating, meaning that if this C1 right here was one of the first ceramic coatings ever made, many years later, this is going to be the improved version that's significantly easier to use, and this is going to be your standardized ceramic coating for all of the paint work on your vehicle. Now, you can apply this over trim, you can apply this to your wheels, you can apply this to side glass, you can do all those different things. Where this really is going to shine is on paint work, and for everything else, they kind of have options for that, hence why there's so many different coatings. So what are the biggest things that you're going to notice after a Crystal Serum Light application? First and foremost, the gloss. It's going to have a ton of gloss. The paint is going to look phenomenal. I promise you that. The next thing is going to be the hydrophobic effects. The next time you take a pressure washer and or hose to that painted surface, it's going to be amazing. The next biggest thing is going to be the chemical resistance, meaning that the next time a bird poops on your car or you have some bug guts that splatter and it looks like a massacre, there's going to be a significantly reduced chance that those are going to etch your coating and or clear coat. Now, without hyping up CSL too much, let's try to bring it back down to earth for a second. Some people think that when they apply a ceramic coating like CSL to their car, that it's going to be bulletproof or fireproof or earthquake proof or apocalypse proof. It's not. The car can still get scratched and all the other things can still happen to it, but you are going to get great water behavior. You're going to get great UV protection. You're going to get great gloss. Crystal Serum Light really does set the standard in terms of DIY coatings that are available on the market. And again, one of the best that's out there. Next up here, in arguably one of the coolest looking boxes ever, is ExoV5. So ExoV5 stands for exoskeleton. It is going to be the topper specifically for CSL and CSU. This is going to be an extremely, and I mean extremely, hydrophobic topper for these coatings. V5 here, the reason this exists is to give extra pop and longevity to the other coatings. So what I said earlier about durability, CSL on its own can last 3 years plus. EXO on its own can last 2 years plus. When you combine the two, does that mean that it can last 5 years plus? The answer is yes. When this product is so compatible with this product and has the ability to layer, then you are going to be compounding some of that durability. You might be wondering, Anthony, do I have to buy these two things separately? Gtechniq has now made that easy for everybody, because now they have the complete ceramic coating kit, which is going to include both your EXO and your CSL. So opening this here, you're gonna see you're gonna get both bottles here in the kit, both looking beautiful and ready to protect your next detail. You don't have to do both. I've done just jobs with CSL, I've done just jobs with EXO. It just kind of depends on what you're wanting to commit to and how long you're wanting that particular coating to last. Both are great, and they're even better when they're compounded. That is going to wrap it up for everything that you need to know about Gtechniq. If you found value here in this video and you learned a thing or two, please subscribe down below, because we're gonna keep doing more of these in the future. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to give us a big thumbs up, subscribe down below for more, and stay tuned for more videos right here at The Rag Company.